Good morning. Good morning, guys. This is quadratic equation part 7. Okay. In this case, we are trying to use quadratic formula, which we know as almighty formula. But in mathematics, there's something like almighty formula. But what we know is what quadratic formula. Now, what I wanted to do is that in the theoretical part, they can use completing the square to derive the quadratic formula. Okay, that is very key because they can say, okay, given a general quadratic equation, find the quadratic formula using the completing the square method. I repeat, using this general quadratic equation, find the quadratic formula, okay, using the completing the square method. And that is very simple. It's just the step that I mentioned in part 6. Just follow that step, you will get it. And it's the same thing here. So that is, this is the general quadratic formula. A squared plus bx, I'll be mentioning it, plus c equals 0. This is a general quadratic, quadratic equation that we use in, under this part. So now, in this case, look at what we have here. Is the coefficient, is the value beside s squared, is it 1? No, because we have a here. Okay, so what do you do? Step 1. Okay, step 1. The value beside s squared is a. That's step 1. Okay, value beside s squared is what? Is a. Now step 2. Step 2. Okay, this is equation 1. We can name it as equation 1. In part 6, I didn't name this one as equation 1. It depends. To make work easier, you can name it like that so that you won't be repeating so many words in mathematics. Just name it. You can just tag it. Okay, so now I can say divide. This is divide. Divide through by, okay, let me say this one is 1. Okay, let me say this one is equation 2. Okay, now divide through by, let me say divide 1 by, let me say divide 2 by 1. Okay, divide 2 by 1. Look at this very well. Value beside s squared is what? A. Now what I now say, divide, instead of me writing it in words, I'm just shortening it. Divide 2 by 1. That is, I'm dividing a by this equation. So this means that this implies that we have as squared over a, bx over a, plus c over a equals what? 0 over a. That is the meaning. Okay, the meaning of these two is what? Divide 2 by 1. What is 2? A. Okay, I think the English here is wrong. Let me use divide 1 by 2. Okay, this is 1, equation 1. We are dividing it by 2. So the English is correct now. Okay, that is why I said mathematics and English, they go along together. If you say you understand English and you don't understand mathematics, I think maybe because you didn't pay attention to it. All you just need to do is just to show interest. When you show interest, you see that mathematics is just like chin and pure water. So now, if you look at this one, a will cancel a. It will now be s squared plus bx over a plus c over a equals what? 0. Very simple. So it means at the end of the day, I can move this one with no x. I can move it to the right hand side. That's step 3. So it means 3. I can rewrite. Don't let me use 3. I can rewrite this equation plus bx over a equals minus c over what? A. Don't forget, when plus is crossing equal sign, moving to the right hand side is changed to negative. So that's minus c over x over a. So step 3 is what? Find, okay, let me now use this one, equation 3. Find half of value Find half of value beside x in 3. That is it. That's the next step. Find half of value beside x in 3. So it means this implies what is the value beside x is what? Half of what? B over a. The value beside x is what? B over a. So it means this one is the same thing as what? B over what? 2a. Simple. So what's the next step? Step 4. Step 4 means we should do what? Find the square. I can name this as equation 4. Find the square. Find the square of 4. It's as simple as that. I'm finding the square of 4. So what is 4? B over 2a. The square is what? B over 2a, or what? Or square. It's as simple as that. So what is the next step? Step 5. Step 5. So it means I can name this as what? Equation 5. Okay? So don't be bothered. All you just need to do, know what you're doing. Just follow the step as I'm doing it. Follow it. Because most times they can give you general quadratic equation and say, okay, using the completing the square, derive the quadratic formula. Okay, most people they just cram the quadratic formula, which is for jam. Okay, but what if they ask you to now do it? How do they get the quadratic formula? How do you do it? This is how you will do it. Okay, now the next now you now do is that add 5 to, don't forget, to 3. Add 5 to 3. So that implies you have s squared plus bx over a. What is 5? Plus b over 2a, or what? Or square, equals c over a plus b over 2a, or what? Or square. Very simple. So if you look at this one very well, if you look at this very well, if you look at this one very well, so if you look at it very well, I can expand this. I can bring this one together in a way that I can expand it. So this one is the same thing as what? That implies, let me write this, s squared plus bx over a plus what? B squared over, this is the same thing as what? Okay, don't let me expand this. Let me just say 2a. Let me still maintain. Let me do this one. Minus c over a plus b squared over, this is what? 4a squared. 2a times 2a. That is 2 times 2, 4. A times a is what? 4a squared. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, if you look at this very well, if you look at this, the difference of 2 square, this one is the same thing as what? X plus, okay, b over 2a all square. Difference of 2 square. This is difference of 2 square now. Difference of 2 square. This is the same thing as pick x, pick one of this in the brackets, b over 2a, square it. Okay, and if you look at here, in part 6, what we have here is what? It was minus, but in this case it was plus. That is why we are seeing plus here. But had it been this place is minus, you put what? Minus here. Pick one, s has a power 2. This one too has a power 2. All you just need to do, you pick one of the s, you pick the one inside the bracket. That is the logic. Okay, but always note the sign here. The sign here. Most of the time, the sign here is what? If it's negative, it means negative will come here. Okay, so that when you expand, the negative will come out. But in this case, there's no negative here. So it means if I expand this one now, it will give me this one back. Okay, it's still the same thing, difference of 2 square. So this one is the same thing. I can find LCM here. What's the LCM? LCM here is what? 4a square. Okay, now 4a square divided by 4. What you just try and look at this very well. Expand this. Write this one 2 times. S plus b over 2a in bracket. Another x plus 2 over s plus b over 2a. Expand it. X times s, s square. expand it, and you will see that you will get the same answer as this difference of 2 square. Though I will still buttress this when we get to one particular topic in mathematics, okay? But difference of 2 square, expand this, write it 2 times, okay? You will get this top, this one back, the left hand side. So in this case, this is what the LCM here is 4a square. So this one is the same thing as 4a squared divided by a. Don't forget 4a squared divided by a. That is a, when they say 4a squared, a in 4a squared. A will cancel 1a here, okay? It will remain 4a. So that 4a times minus c will give you what? Minus 4ac. Very simple. 4a squared divided by a is this. A will cancel 1a, okay? Because a squared is the same thing as a times a. A will cancel 1a. It will remain what? 4a. This 4a that remains times minus c will give you what? Minus 4ac. Here now, 4a squared divided by 4a squared will give us 1. So it means 1 times b squared will be what? B squared. Okay? Very simple. So I can continue this one. When I continue here, now that was why I split I split the board into 2. So the next step here is now that find the square. Find the square root of both sides. Find the square root of both sides. So this one is simple as x plus b over 2a all square root equals 4ac minus 4ac plus b square plus 4a square root. So don't forget, when we're doing square root like that, plus or minus. Okay? So that is that. Now, don't forget I said square root is the same thing as power half. So I can say this one is the same thing as b over 2a 2 times half. Okay? Plus or minus. I can rearrange this one, the one here. Just maintain the value. And I said anything on the right hand side is the owner of the sign. This 4ac is the owner of this minus. This b square is the owner of this plus. So I can rearrange what is inside this square. I can say this is what? B square minus 4ac over 4a square. Okay? 2 here, 1. So this is the same thing as s plus b over 2a plus or minus. I can split this sort. In sort, I can split it, like I said, in one of my sort in part. I can split the division. I can split the square root to numerator and denominator. This one is the same thing as square root of what? B square minus 4ac over square root of what? 4a square. Is the same thing. Okay? So this is the same thing as what? S plus b over 2a equals plus or minus b square minus 4ac. Don't forget, this is the same thing as half, power half. What? I can split this in sort, multiplication in sort. Root 4 times what? Root a square. So this is the same thing as plus b over 2a equals plus or minus b square minus 4ac all over square root of 4 is what? 2. This one, don't forget, is the same thing as a square times power half, like the way I did here. Square root is the same thing as what? Power half. Okay? So this one is the same thing as x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus b square minus 4ac over 2. We cancel 2 here. This is what? 2a. Okay? So now, so it means at the end of the day, I can now move this one to the right hand side because I want to get the value of x. That is what quadratic formula is all about. Okay? So this one is plus or minus b square minus 4ac over 2a. When plus is crossing equal sign, it's changed to what? Negative. B over what? That's 2a. It's as simple as that. Okay, here now, I can now find the LCM. LCM is very simple, like I said. It's just you do it in GSS, you do it in, so LCM is not a problem, okay, at this level. So x squared plus or minus, I can find this, the what? The LCM here is 2a. 2a in 2a will still give us this. So this one is something as what? This one will now give us what? That's b squared minus 4ac minus what? B. Okay. So at the end of the day, you can now have, at the end of the day, we can now have, so now what we'll now do here is that let's rearrange this numerator. It's not crossing any equal sign. We are only rearranging numerator. Okay. So rearrange this numerator. This will now give us s equals minus b. This minus is coming to this side. I'm moving this one. I've told you anything on the right hand side is the owner of the sign. This minus b, this minus here, b is the owner. So it means that at the end of the day, minus will come to this side. Then, so at the end of the day, this minus b is not crossing equal sign. Very important. So it's just, I'm just rearranging the numerator. So this one is what? Minus b. So plus b will move to the, so plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call quadratic formula. Okay, so how do we arrive at quadratic formula? Most times what we do is that we just cram it, even if it comes out in the either in the jam or perhaps in the objective. We just, okay, let me quickly get my x is equals to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4 is the square root of b squared minus 4 over 2a. How do we arrive at that? This is what that can come out in a theoretical part. You can see how I've simplified this. I've broken it down into pieces. Okay, please go through it. This is very simple. It's very simple up to this part. So this part, the only thing I just do is just to rearrange the numerator. Bring the minus to this side, then put that one to the other side. I rearrange. It's not crossing any equal sign, so sign is not changing. So over 2a. So this is what we call quadratic formula. Okay, this is a quadratic formula. X equals minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So we can just solve one or two examples. This is straightforward. We solve one or two examples under this part in part 8. Then after that, we're done with this method and we pick the last topic and then we're done with it. Hopefully this weekend we are done with quadratic equation. Then we'll move to the next topic. So we are making progress. Please, if you have cousins, if you have nephews rather, and you have neighbors that you know that yes, they're having issues with mathematics. Now this is a second topic. We're almost done with the second topic. Please invite them to follow, share, and like and comment so that other can also benefit from it. Because, but like I said, by the time we are done, and then each of those students or each of your or those that you've invited, they've gone through all the parts that we've had in this session. I'm very sure of it. They need to show, and they need to show interest. So if they show interest, before you know it, they will pick it, and then they will have to solve as many questions as possible under this part. The one they cannot solve, they can just drop it in the comments or DM me. Then we'll try and throw more light on it so that they can get the understanding of this any topic we pick in mathematics. It's very, very simple. Okay, mathematics is like chin chin and pure water. Thank you very much. Cheers. Please ensure you like, you comment, and you share. Please ensure you like, you comment, and you share so that we can reach a lot of students having challenges with mathematics, because I know mathematics is a general subject, and I think we've taken it to them online. All they just need is just internet, just to ensure that they go through all those videos, short videos that we have, like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and to go through them so that they can be very, very good at mathematics. Mathematics is very key. You apply it to day-to-day activities, okay? And mathematics and English, they go along together. Like as I'm teaching right now, and as I'm teaching online right now, I'm using English to communicate, okay? Which shows that they all go together, okay? Thank you very much. Cheers.